Hi, everybody. Let's get started here. I'm going to share my screen and give you a little run through of Business 105. Okay, a lot of your courses will look the same. My course has only the top 3 announcements on the home page here. If you ever need to see more announcements, just click over here on the left where it says announcements and see the whole page. And did you know that you could search right here? So if you want to look for the announcement that has Zoom in it, you can click there and look for those, okay? So if you ever need to look for something, refer to a previous announcement. There you go. The syllabus is kind of what I consider like the fine print of your course, like warranty information. You read it because you know it's there. It's what we promise you, what I'm promising you. And so just go through it kind of so you know what's in there. And as one prime example, it mentions your textbook somewhere in here, scrolling, your textbook. You do not have to have a textbook for this course, or you don't need to buy one, I should say. It is provided for you at no charge, but if you want one, you will find it information up here and how to order that text right here through the Barnes & Noble Ivy Tech website. At the very bottom of the assignment here, sorry if I'm getting you dizzy, all your points, the point distributions, and then at the very bottom, your assignments all in order by due date. You can also look over here and click where it says calendar over here and see your assignments there. Okay. Whenever I send out an announcement each week, I will say, for example, we're getting ready to start week 2. I'll say on Sunday an announcement saying it's time to wrap up module 1 and time to get started on module 2. And I will always link to the assignment or to the module. I'm sorry. So for example, it'll say time to get started on module 2, and there you go. Everything's right there. It's good to click through these one at a time. You might not need to do that every time once you get the idea of it. But module 2, for example, it tells you the objectives, what we're going to cover. And sometimes that's, might be something you feel like you don't need to have all that information, but I'd hate for you to miss it too. Learning activities tells you what chapter we're going to cover in that module. And so little bit by little, things are intended to be basically in that kind of order. There are PowerPoints if you need more help besides your text, if you want more information. Dynamic study modules are in my lab, and this little video will show you how to access those. Just click your way through, or here's the modules right there, or the assignments each week. So that you can find by clicking on the modules tab. The very first module, however, has things I'd like you to know. I think these are a couple of very important things. Read through this, please, because I'm going to just quickly go through it. If I give you a grade of 1 point on an assignment, it's likely because I want to call your attention to my grading notes. I've made some comment, maybe had a question about something, maybe you forgot to turn in a page of your assignment and didn't notice it, and I'll bring that to your attention because that has happened before, students turning in an English paper in a business class. You'll be happy to know that there is a 7-day grace period on all assignments. No other extensions besides that. When you look at an assignment, it will show you, if you look at it actually in the assignment, like here, you will see that it gives the date the assignment is due. Let's find one here, for example, like this one here, part 1 of your work and learn activity. It will tell you the day it's due right here, but it will also tell you the date that assignment closes, the date it is available. So all of your assignments, with a very few exceptions, like the introduction discussion board and part 2, will be open longer to your work and learn activity. I might as well talk a little bit about this assignment here, and I just changed it tonight. But your work and learn activity will be to participate in some kind of a community event. Something having to do with your career would be wonderful. Maybe a career fair, or here an event highlighting a guest speaker in your field. And so in this first part, you're only going to get 5 points for it, but it's an easy 5 points. It just gives you time to decide what you want to do, and then tell me the name of the activity, the description, the dates, whatever. And that is all you need to do for part 1 of your work and learn activity. For part 2, which is listed in module 3, where'd it go here? It is in module 3. It used to say discuss your community activity. And after our Zoom meeting tonight, some of the students, I decided to change it to writing about your community activity. That way we won't have to, you won't have to be expected to discuss it or to respond to other students. It's just going to make it easier. We won't worry about having to depend on everybody else to be online at the same time. So part 2 will be to write about your activity. Again, repeat the name of the activity here. You'll need to include photos or handouts or something, anything that you could include like that. A JPEG file is fine, a PDF file, something to give evidence that you've been there, I guess you'd say. And then share what you learned in about 300 words long. And you see the questions over here that you can write on. It's kind of a reflection, just telling a little bit about how you did that. And so you will not be responding to students in a discussion board or anything like that. If you miss discussion boards, let me know. Maybe I could come up with something fun to do for a discussion board, okay? So let me think here. I'm going to get out of the student view for a moment and look at the assignments in the instructor view because they are categorized a little differently then. The very first thing, Ivy Learn assignments, you've got your work and learn, all these MyLab assignments. You've got a journal assessment, the Myers-Briggs inventory assessment. And some of you might have done that before, maybe through a job or at high school or something. So you'll take a little assessment there and then write about that. And then your quizzes down here where it's got midterm grade or final grade, that is just a spot where I will enter your grade so you can see it before I post it to my Ivy, okay? 2 other assignments I want to call your attention to. The PowerPoint assignment. You will do a PowerPoint presentation for this class. Part 1 is due in module 5. And again, open for, it's got the due date and available till date. The second part is due in module 7, and that way I have all of module 7 and module 8 to grade it too. Let's see, but for part one, you'll just include the title slide and some resources and things like that. I just want you to get started. Sometimes eating an elephant is easier if you do it one bite at a time, right? So that's what the PowerPoint presentation is, and you'll be able to do it on any topic in the course, okay? I won't open that now. You can open that later and get the ideas of the topics that you can cover, anything in the course, basically. The island of missing assignments is a chance to make up one missed assignment. Even though you have a 7-day grace period on everything, let's say you completely missed it, an assignment completely, you still have the opportunity to make that up or to redo assignment that you did poorly on. And you do that in the island of missing assignments. We will click on that, I guess, here. Let's look at it in student view. It's a little different in my end. But you see that this is where I want you to put your request. Even if you have questions about this, please do it right here. Start assignment, and you can ask your questions there or say, Lynn, could you please open up the module 4 quiz? Or I'm submitting my paper on, part 1 of the community activity. So even if you do part 2 and get credit for that, it seems a little kind of anticlimactic to do part 1, but let's say you miss the points on it. Here's your chance to make it up. Now, if you do redo a quiz or make up a quiz or something like that, anything in MyLab, the points are going to be there, so they won't be here. You'll get a 0 here, but I'll say go ahead and watch for your points there because that happens automatically, okay? Let's go look at grades. I want you to make sure you know where to look for your grades. You click that right there. You will see your score will be here, and see where it says click to test a different score. You could see what your grade would, how your grade would be affected. I will make grading comments on any assignments that are submitted and turned in, like the writing assignments, not on MyLab assignments, of course. But if I make a grading comment, you'll find it right here in a little bubble. Could click on that and read my comments. I will definitely make comments on part 1 of your community activity. And I will definitely make comments, definitely make comments on part 1 of your PowerPoint presentation, because I want to make sure you're on the right track, okay? I don't want you turning in something that, and then find out, no, you're way off topic. What else? I can't think of anything else right now, so I think I'll end here, but you are more than welcome to ask questions at any time. I work part-time at Home Depot now, been there over 22 years, and I'm part-time now, and so I'm home a lot, have lots of opportunity to get on Zoom with a student. And when we get closer to the PowerPoint assignment, I will have a few live Zoom meetings to talk to you about that, okay? If you have any questions, let me know, and have a great year.